Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Enabling USB wireless debugging on Android can be a bit tricky, as the steps may vary slightly between different Android versions. However, the general procedure is fairly consistent. Below are the steps to enable USB wireless debugging along with code examples. Make sure you have the necessary tools and permissions before proceeding. Prerequisites. 1. Android device. Ensure your device is running Android 2.3, Gingerbread, or higher. 2. ADB, Android Debug Bridge. Make sure you have ADB installed on your computer. You can download the Android SDK platform tools from the Android developer website, https://developer.android.com/studio/releases/platform-tools. 3. USB cable. You will need a USB cable to initially connect your device to your computer. Steps to enable USB wireless debugging. Step 1. Enable developer options. 1. Open settings on your Android device. 2. Scroll down and tap on About Phone, or About Device. 3. Find the build number entry and tap it 7 times. You should see a message indicating that developer options have been enabled. Step 2. Enable USB debugging. 1. Go back to the settings menu. 2. Tap on developer options. 3. Find and enable USB debugging. Step 3. Connect your device via USB. 1. Connect your device to your computer using a USB cable. Step 4. Get the device IP address. 1. Still in developer options, scroll down and find the networking section. 2. Look for Wi-Fi or network settings. 3. Note down the IP address of your device. Alternatively, you can find it by connecting to a Wi-Fi network and checking the Wi-Fi settings. Step 5. Set up wireless debugging. 1. Open a command prompt or terminal on your computer. 2. Use the following command to connect to your device via ADB. Bash. ADB kpip 5555. 3. Now, disconnect the USB cable. Step 6. Connect to the device wirelessly. 1. Use the following command, replacing device_IP_address with the actual IP address you noted earlier. Bash. ADB connect device_IP_address 5555. For example, if the IP address is 192.168.1.100, the command would be bash ADB connect 192.168.1.100:5555. 2. If the connection is successful, you should see a message like connected to 192.168.1.100:5555. Step 7. Verify the connection. You can verify that your device is connected wirelessly by running bash ADB devices. You should see your device listed with its IP address. Example code snippet. Here's a simple script that can be run in a shell to automate the steps. Bash /bin/bash. Check if ADB is installed. If command v adb and /dev/null. Then echo ADB not found. Please install Android SDK platform tools. Exit. Fi. Set the port. Port equals 5555. Step 1. Enable TCP/IP mode. ADB kpip $port. Step 2. Get the device IP address. Device_IP equals $ADB shell IP address show olan 0 grep inet awk print $2 cut d/f1. If $device_IP, then echo could not retrieve device IP address. Ensure you are connected to Wi-Fi. Exit. Phi. Echo device IP, $device_IP. Step 3, connect wirelessly. ADB connect $device_IP port. Conclusion. You have successfully enabled USB wireless debugging on your Android device. Make sure that you are connected to the same Wi-Fi network as your device for the wireless ADB connection to work. Always remember to disable USB debugging when not in use for security reasons. Note: ensure that your firewall or security settings allow ADB connections. This method is primarily for development purposes. Use caution when enabling debugging options on devices that contain sensitive information. Enabling USB wireless debugging on Android devices allows you to connect to your device over a wireless network for development purposes, making it easier to test and debug applications without needing a physical USB connection. This feature is especially useful for developers who need to work with multiple devices or who want to avoid the hassle of connecting and disconnecting USB cables frequently. Prerequisites. 1. Android device. Ensure your device runs Android 5.0, Lollipop, or higher. 2. ADB, Android Debug Bridge. Make sure you have ADB installed on your computer. You can install it as part of the Android SDK or download it separately. 3. Development options. Enable developer options on your Android device. 4. Wi-Fi connection. Ensure both your Android device and computer are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. Step-by-step guide to enable USB wireless debugging. Step 1. Enable developer options. 1. Go to Settings on your Android device. 2. Scroll down to About Phone. 3. Tap on Build number 7 times. You will see a message that says you are now a developer. 4. Go back to Settings, and you will see developer options available. Step 2. Enable USB debugging. 1. In Settings, navigate to Developer Options. 2. Find and enable USB debugging. Step 3. Connect your device via USB. 1. Use a USB cable to connect your Android device to your computer. 2. Open a command prompt or terminal window on your computer. Step 4. Find the device's IP address. 1. In the terminal, run the following command to list connected devices. Bash. ADB devices. You should see your device listed. If it's the first time connecting, you might need to authorize your computer on the device. 2. Now, get the device's IP address using bash ADB shell IP address show:0. Look for the line that starts with inet, and note down the IP address, example 192.168.1.100. Step 5, enable wireless debugging. 1. Run the following command to enable the network debugging. Bash ADB kpip 5555. This command restarts the ADB daemon in TCP/IP mode, listening on port 5555. 2. Disconnect the USB cable from your device. Step 6, connect to the device wirelessly. 1. Now, connect to your device wirelessly using its IP address. Bash ADB connect 192.168.1.100:5555. Replace 192.168.1.100 with your device's actual IP address. 2. You should see a message saying connected to 192.168.1.100:5555. Step 7, verify the connection. To verify that your device is connected wirelessly, run bash ADB devices. You should see your device listed with its IP address. Example code for application debugging. Here's a simple example of how to use ADB commands in a script, Example: a bash script, to automate the wireless debugging setup. Bash /bin/bash. Enable USB debugging on the device. Echo: please connect your device via USB and ensure USB debugging is enabled. List connected devices. ADB devices. Get device's IP address. IP_address equals $ADB shell IP address show olan 0 grep inet awk print $2 cut d/f1. Switch ADB to TCP/IP mode. ADB PIP 5555. Disconnect USB. Echo: please disconnect the USB cable now. Connect to the device wirelessly. ADB connect $IP_address 5555. Verify connection. ADB devices. Troubleshooting. If you encounter a device not found error, ensure USB debugging is enabled and the device is properly connected. If the connection fails after disconnecting USB, ensure both your computer and device are on the same network. If the device's IP address changes, which can happen if the device reconnects to Wi-Fi, you will need to repeat the connection steps. Conclusion: by following these steps, you can enable USB wireless debugging on any Android device, making your development and testing process much more efficient. This feature is particularly useful for developers who frequently test on multiple devices.